If you always get stuck in one position on a 251, it is not because you do not know enough scales. It is because you do not know where the line starts on the guitar. My name is Junwon Choi. I am an educated jazz guitarist and I teach jazz guitar as an apprenticeship. Sound first, then structure. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to start a 251 in two different places on the fretboard and how the choice automatically gives you two diagonal paths across the fretboard without hunting for scale boxes. A lot of guitarists understand the chord symbol 251. They can even play voicings. But when it is time to play a single line, they freeze because they are trying to navigate with information. The solution is simpler. You need two home bases on the guitar, the same way piano players think in two basic shapes. On piano, Bill Evans' style shell voicing often show up as two practical forms. Those are the first thing if you want to learn jazz piano, your teacher will give you that. Not because the theory is different, but because the register and grip changes the sound, and the hand naturally moves to next place. So on the piano or on the music staff, the shell voicing is consist of root, third, and seventh. So, but that is like if we think about the closed voicing 1357, then it is 137. But in the music, there is inversions and everything. So there is another type, the same shared voicing, but there is 173, one seventh and third. So there's two type. There's no inversion. The shared voicing means root at the bottom and the guide tone. But then the guide tone, third and seventh, either those two are flipped over seven bottom, the third on top, or third bottom and seventh on top. That two structure is there, two form is there. On the guitar, guitar has the same reality. A shell voicing with the root on the sixth string, and on the other, a shell voicing with the root on the fifth string. There is also the fifth string, but there's a form that we can play on the sixth root form on the root on the fifth string. It is possible, but then the second string is also the third, either third or the seventh, the guide tone. But I don't want to do that because on the second string and the first string, I rather have the melody there. So it is enough to just know those two forms on the guitar. Same chord function, different placement. And the placement changes what your line, either rest line or the Django line, wants to become. Now, let's translate that to guitar. West line and Django line are built around major triads. And if you look at it through upper structure, it becomes obvious. On a minor seventh chord, when you remove the root, what you often see and feel on the guitar is a major triad. And that triad becomes your entry point into the 251. So the real question is not what scale is this? The real question is where am I playing the G minor 7 shell voicing? Because we are playing in key of F. So the two chord is G minor 7. Because depending on where you place that shell voicing, a different major triad appears and a different diagonal line appears. So G minor 7, C7, and F major 7. Let's see this chord progression starting from 6th string root. Okay? So over here, 6th string, the G, is on the 3rd fret. So G minor 7. So if you play G minor 7 with the root on the 6th string at the 3rd fret over here, the major triad that shows up in is B flat major in second inversion like this. This is shell voicing. The second string, this is the 5th of the G minor 7. So without root, this is B flat major 7. Oh no, B flat triad. B flat major triad in second inversion. So this location naturally points you toward what I call the Django line. So if we put the ninth over the G minor 7th chord, this is ninth, so another third on top, and we don't play the root. This is B flat major 7. So because this triad sits in a way that pulls the diagonally with minimal F chord. So over here, this is the G minor, the B flat major 7 Django line. I played two open strings. So you did not decide Django line. The shell voicing placement decided the geometry. One more time. G minor 7 shell voicing. G minor 7 with the 5th on the second string. This is B flat major triad. This B flat major 7. And the Django line is right here. Notice I did not search for a pattern. I found the shell and the triad revealed the Django line. Second option. If you play G minor 7 with the root on the 5th string at the 10th fret, the upper structure triad shows up as B flat major 7 in root position, and the register is completely different. Let's see. So G minor 7 on 5th string root on the 10th fret, and over here is a tension 9 over the G, and then This is a fifth of the G minor 7. And then we don't just get rid of this root. And this is B flat major 7 root position. So this is a root. So the voicing come up like this, but the line is here, the B flat major triad. So from there, if you start the major triad diagonally from the root, the fourth string, that past this diagonal line naturally builds what I called the west line. Again, it is not a label choice, it is starting location choice. So again, I will show you the G minor 7 becomes upper structure, and from this B flat major 7 root over here, this is a major triad, B flat major triad. And the west line is same 251, different entry point, different diagonal structure. Here is why this matters. Most guitarists try to connect positions after the fact. They learn one box, they force a jump. But this method does the opposite. You choose one of two shell placement, which means chord voicings, and the diagonal route appears immediately. It's like, as I said, the piano players looking at the keys and navigate through the chord progressions. This shell voicing, the A form, B form 251, they played in 12 key from the beginning. That is why the fretboard stuff feel like random zones, because we we are we are thinking this fretboard as the pianist way. That's why it starts feeling like two reliable maps you can return to. The most common mistake is switching the logic midstream, starting with one shell-based line on 2, then panicking on 5, and grabbing a different shape. But as I mentioned the previous clip, the 2-5 is in one body, that one functional harmony, the non-tonic. Pick one entry point, keep one diagonal logic, and reserve cleanly to the one. The one is reserve point, so it becomes the other structure, the other line. Here is what I want you to do this week. But before that, let me let me clearly show you after the 2 chord how those are becoming to the 5 chord and the 1 chord. So from here, if we start from the Django line, the 2 chord, remember I said that voice leading, that should be our bass like composition, like posts, right? So let's see where is those voice leading is first. Third, the third over the 2, 7 to the third over the 5 chord, and then seventh of the dominant chord, the 5 chord, and goes to the third of the 1 chord, right? This sound should be there all time. So even if we are playing the Django line, the 2 and the 5, and then if we hit this voice leading the target notes, and then we can still stay in the same Django line. One more time from the beginning: G minor, C7, and still stay in the Django line. You see that? The Django line is we can make the voice leading over here, right? Just up and down the Django line twice, but after I hit the right target at the right time, and then same Django line going up, so I go right, and I just filling up the Django line up and down and up. Maybe this is too extreme, but that is my point. Once we hit that voice leading, just stay in the same functional harmony line. It just sounds good. So this Django line, right? And then and over here, this 2 chord is West line, right? So West line, right? So here is what I want you to do this week to get ready for the next subject. Take a 1-2-5-1 in Fly Me to the Moon in key of C, All the Things You Are in key of A flat, and Autumn Leaves in key of G minor. So Autumn Leaves key of G minor mean the first chord start from the C minor. And do these two passes. Start from the sixth string root shell and let the diagonal line appear. And start from the fifth string root shell and let the other diagonal line appear. So that next time I will bring the dominant function into the tune. So in the very easy step to understand the dominant function would be in minor 2-5-1. That's why I want you guys to get familiar with the Fly Me to the Moon, the first A section, especially because that is in working as a minor section, even though that whole tune is in major. But then also the Autumn Leaves is genuinely in the minor key, so that is a perfect example. But then in the other direction, the All the Things You Are start from, because that A section start from kind of minor key and resolve into the relative major key, which is A flat major start from, and then it goes to the C major rather than C minor. So it kind of gives us the Picardy third effect. The Picardy third effect means every tune is built upon around the minor key, but then at the very end, that resolve into the major. That is Picardy third. So I will explain those effects, the minor 2-5-1 and the diminished triad that is eventually a dominant function, but the dominant function is very broad concept. But then it would be very easy to understand from the minor 2-5-1. So I will explain what it is in next video. So please keep this practice for a week, and also go back to the my office hour the playlist. I was talking about the diminished triad a little bit, the voice leading in 2-5-1. That would be your preparing go ahead study for the next subject. So if you want to verify this with real master playing, not theory talk, this is exactly what Jazz Icon versus Insight is for. You can check it out in my website, and I will put the link below. I transcribe the basic, the diatonic third circle of fifth motion tune, which are Fly Me to the Moon, All the Things You Are, and The Autumn Leaves. I transcribe the Wes's solo and I explain it, how he is going through those chord progression with good melody through his lines. And the point is, the Wes's insight is not my method. The point is, when you study Wes seriously, you see the same repeated logic across fast changes, including 251s. And if you want the full foundation first, please start with essential building blocks. It is free and it has 2 hours of free lessons in 6 or 7 categories and 28 pages of free PDF. If you just free register there in the same site, you can RSVP to my office hour to ask specific question. Also, after that, please turn in the scorecard. Then I will guide you to the next step just for you. So in the next video, I talk to you about the minor harmony, which is the diminish, which will open the door to the dominant function. Okay, so please, until that time, watch my video a couple more times, and please share this with your peers. This is very important. You should learn with your peers and explain it to your colleagues. It will give you the better foundation. Okay, so please share it, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.